Radical.
Well, hello, retro game players. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Marcus, and welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Sunset. On this holiday episode of Retro Gaming Sunset, we've got 5 more epic reviews for you. So kick back, get a peppermint stick and some eggnog, and get ready to be entertained. So on this special episode, we have 2 special guests. So we're going to be talking about them in a minute. I just wanted to reach out to VidMe and thank them personally for my awesome card and socks. And also Screenwave Media, thank you for sending me a card and some chocolate. I wouldn't show you the chocolate, but I ate it rather quickly, I might add. But it is the time of the year for giving and recognizing, so YouTube, where's my gift from you? I'm expecting it. You should be sending it my way. Let me know, YouTube, in the comments below. But also, since it is about giving, last time on Retro Gaming Sunset, I gave away 2 hats, one on YouTube and one on VidMe. And it was for guessing the name of the toy line and year of the commercial that was randomly inserted in the episode. So this time, I'll be giving away 1 more hat. And all you have to do is name the year of the commercial that randomly will appear. Okay, so that's all you gotta do. Just name the year of that commercial and you'll win yourself a hat. First one to do that. Now, on to our first segment, which is a very dear to me movie. One of my favorite movies ever. Let's check it out. It's Movie Machine. Today on Movie Machine, we're going to be talking about my favorite Christmas movie that there is, and it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. If you've never seen this, I highly recommend stopping this video right now and just going and watching this, because it's so insane, it's so good, it's absolutely the best Christmas movie you can watch, and it's not even like a bad comedy. Like, in other words, you could watch this any time of the year, and I swear it's a great time to watch this movie. Chevy Chase does an amazing job in it. This is the 3rd vacation movie. So there was originally National Lampoon's Vacation, which is pretty cool. That's where they go to Wally World, the amusement park, and it's closed down. The second one was European Vacation. That was really cool. But then this came out, and I swear this thing, it's so good. It's such a great movie. So Chevy Chase plays Clark Griswold, and that's his family, the Griswolds, which is a great name anyway. But they basically have family coming in from out of town, but it deals with everything leading up to that. So, you know, it starts off where he takes his family out to go find a Christmas tree, and just that whole process is insane. Like, on the way, they kind of deal with these crazy hillbillies, and you know, end up kind of getting into this crazy scene with a semi-truck that's super funny. I mean, it's just over the top, just great comedy, you know. But they basically get the tree, and then, you know, their family arrives, and they're dealing with the stress of that. And also Randy Quaid is in it, and he plays this crazy cousin Eddie, who's just insane, and like everything about that character is phenomenal. There's a great scene where Clark is like oiling up a sled to go sledding, and it's just so awesome. Like, check this out.
Well, I better try this first, see how it works.
Well, you be careful there, Clark.
Nothing to worry about, Eddie. Going for a new amateur recreational saucer sled land speed record, Clark W. Griswold Jr. Remember, don't try this at home, kids. I am a professional.
Later, dudes. Let it rip, Hank Penn.
So, I mean, that's like one of the best scenes in the movie. But yeah, there's just so much cool slapstick comedy as well. Like, just things that are happening all the time that are just really comedic and really well done as far as timing. But then there's just some other really weird elements, like the way and his relationship with his boss is very funny, you know, and it's kind of like a realistic approach to it too. It's almost like when you're working for a big company and you kind of get lost in the shuffle, you start to feel like a number. Well, that's kind of what he's going through, and he's trying to get a bonus so he can build a swimming pool. And it's like an annual bonus that he gets, and I'm not going to really spoil it, but check out this scene with his boss.
Who's that?
It's me, Clark Griswold.
What do you want?
My wife and I came up with a little something special. It's a gift.
Put it over there with the others, Greaseball.
Oh, by the way, I hope my report helped out at the trade show.
I'm sure it did, Griswold. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm in the middle of an important call. Get me somebody. Anybody.
So that's how you can actually feel sometimes in a big company. You know, you just get lost in the shuffle. And I feel like it really captures that really well. And then the pressure of dealing with his family from out of town, you know, and preparing Christmas dinner. Like, that whole scene is insane with Christmas dinner, and the actual cutting of the turkey is hilarious.
Save the neck for me, Clark.
Okay, Eddie.
But yeah, nothing seems to go right for Clark ever. However, I do think that it's interesting because in the end, it has a really good message, and it's really interesting to see it kind of come together. But what's crazy is how he has like these expectations of Christmas and almost like these nostalgic feelings, like these traditional feelings, and they're not really coming together the way he wants them to. Where I think a lot of holidays, that sort of happens, or, you know, different things, you remember them being so amazing, like from even a year or 5 or 10 or 20 years ago, and then, you know, you're reliving, you're kind of going to the new holiday and you're trying to relive what has happened. And sometimes it's just best to just kind of go with the flow and, you know, experience the holiday every year as it comes. And just, you know, that can be ups and downs. So anyway, I highly recommend this movie. I cannot recommend it enough. Christmas Vacation. Please go check it out and let me know what you think. That's it for Movie Machine. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite movies, hands down. Another one that competes, though, would be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is an excellent Thanksgiving movie to watch. So if you haven't seen that, check that out too. Okay, moving on to our very first special guest of this holiday extravaganza is Jutandy, my bro, bringing out the Game Slam.
Game players, and hi there, Generation Red family. My name is Jutandy, and welcome to, oh no, I forgot the name of the series. Game Slam. There we go. Game Slam. Welcome to Game Slam. In this episode of Game Slam, I present to you a really awesome game. I think this is the game I played the most in my childhood. And it's from the Sega Genesis console. We have Mortal Kombat 2. This is one of my absolute favorite games of them all, of all time. I almost sold all my copies of retro games, but this is one of the few copies I kept because, again, I love this game so much. When I first saw this game, I was mind blown because the graphics back then were amazing. They did a pretty unique thing back then. They photographed actors and they took the actors inside of the game. So it was a different approach than they're doing today with the 3D modules. And yeah, these real actors fighting against each other. This looked so cool, so amazing. I really enjoyed this back then. And I really miss this today in the newer Mortal Kombat games again. I think the newer Mortal Kombat games are still good. But for me, the first 3 Mortal Kombats, where they had these kind of art style, maybe you can see this on the back. Yeah, they took real actors and this was so amazing. It didn't only add up to the atmosphere of the whole thing, but it also made the gory elements even more gory because again they looked like real people, and as a kid I totally liked that. The whole kung fu martial arts theme, the atmosphere, the soundtrack is amazing, the characters are great. The story of Mortal Kombat always was interesting. It's maybe not the best story, but over the years they really created an awesome world, an awesome franchise, and awesome characters. And yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 is one of my absolute favorite games of them all. If you haven't played it, try to get your hands on the copy. I think you can play this digital on some newer consoles, I'm not really sure. The funny thing is, in Germany this was forbidden. There wasn't any version of this game, it was censored here, so it wasn't allowed to have a copy of this. The police could take it away from you and you could get into prison for this. I don't know why. Again, of course it's brutal, but compared to today's video games and movies, it's almost nothing. You have to put in combinations to do the fatalities, as you might know. Yeah, they weren't easy, and I think my most favorite memory of this was every character had 2 fatalities. There were baby abilities, friendship, but yeah, there were different kinds of finishing moves, but each character had 2 fatalities. These were moves where one character killed the loser of the round. But Shang Tsung had a 3rd and hidden fatality, and I found it out with a friend of mine. Back then you didn't have internet and you just had magazines, and yeah, we found out that there was a 3rd fatality for Shang Tsung where he transformed into Kintaro, this 4-armed monster, and he just rips the character into 2 parts and rips the torso and the legs apart. And yeah, this was a great thing back then. So Mortal Kombat was so much fun. Again, I love every part of this game. So yeah, that's it for Game Slam. That's from me. Thank you so much for having me, Marcus, and back to you. Again, Mortal Kombat 2, really great. No, my cartridge! No! Have a safe and happy holiday, and Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, Jutandy! Oh, Mortal Kombat 2, I hope it's alright. I know it'll be fine, though. They made those things pretty tough, so... God, what a great game. Mortal Kombat 2 was just insane back in the day. I had it on Sega Genesis, not the Mega Drive version, but it's awesome seeing the Mega Drive version. And I actually played Baraka a lot, because when that, came out and there was like all these new characters, it was awesome. And Baraka was who I pretty much always played with, but... What an awesome game. Great review, man. Please go check out his channel. And let's check out now the music beat. On this very special holiday edition of Music Beat, we're going to be talking about a 1951 classic album by Gene Autry. You all know who Gene Autry is, I'm sure. He did things like Back in the Saddle Again, the old school one. Anyway, this is a 1951 album from Columbia Records. This is 3 Little Dwarfs, and also 32 Feet and 8 Little Tails, which is referencing Santa's reindeer, of course. But yeah, this is an album that's pretty interesting. It's a 78 RPM record. I don't even have a way to play it, so we're not going to be playing it, which is probably great. Let's move on to the real stuff right now. What? You guys actually want to hear this? Okay, that's fine. Let's put it on just for a minute. So you can see this is the actual tempo of my 33 RPM. If I put it on 45, still is not sounding correct, although it's a little creepy. I mean, listen to this. Yeah, a little bit horrifying for the holidays. So let's go ahead and manually move it up to about 78 RPM or so. There, you can see that when I move my hand ever so slightly around in a circle, with that perfect touch of tempo, you can decipher the original sounds of Gene Autry. So, there you go. Let's get to the real record, though, okay? Time to talk about that. I received this week. Perfect for the holiday season, I must say. I received this little tiny box, and I said to myself, what could this be? This is so small. It must be something that I don't remember. So let's check this out. Got my trusty Batman knife. Let's open it up. But here it is. It's Dr. Mario on vinyl. This is an unofficial release, And you can see it's modeled after Dr. Dre's The Chronic. So, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. The album is called The Chronic Illness, which is totally hilarious and fitting considering it's Dr. Mario shoving pills in your face. On the back, it's got, you know, the title screen, select screen. Actually, it might be different there. It might be side A, side B. All songs are actually written by Hirokazu Tanaka, and it's a Moonshake Records release. I got this for $10 on the website. I'll put the link right here. You can check it out. There's only $10. This is individually numbered. This is 438 out of 500. I think this is so cool. The actual record itself is also pretty awesome. Look at that. It's like a purple pill. So, yeah, I really dig this. Of course, Dr. Mario has some of the most iconic Nintendo music, I'd say. I mean, it's very addictive, which is fitting, I guess, since he's a drug pusher. But anyway, I wanted to play something for you guys for the holiday, you know, and get you in the mood. So hopefully some Chronic Illness is exactly what the doctor ordered for this holiday season. But yeah, that about does it for this edition of Music Beat. I love listening to that soundtrack. Seriously, those songs have been stuck in my head for the last few days. Anyway, check it out. It's only $10 and shipping was like $3, so I think it's really awesome. If you collect vinyl at all, I highly recommend that release by Moon Records. Okay, moving on. We've got our next special guest. It's Retro Cynical, Joe Grotesque, bringing us some kind of a crazy toy in the toy trunk. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Cool. I heard Matt got a Sega Genesis.
I heard Matt got a Sega Genesis.
Well, I guess one more is okay.
The Sega Genesis. Game cartridges sold separately.
Hey kids, and welcome to the Toy Trunk. I'm Joe Grotesque from Retro Cynical and Generation Rad on YouTube and VidMe. Today we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart. It's a toy based off of the movie Gremlins. Yes, I have it on video disc. Take that, Marcus. Now I kind of take back what I was saying before. It's not so much a toy as it is a statue, but it's obviously made for toy collectors. And
now, if I recall correctly, I remember you telling me that I could do my favorite quote from the Gremlins because it was Christmas.
Crap. I was hoping you would have forgotten, but I am a man of my word, so get it over with.
Really? Cool. Alright, you guys ready for this? Here it goes.
It's a Kentucky Harvester. Oh my God, Slow Joe. Out of everything you could have chosen out of the movie, that's the quote you decided to go with?
Well, I thought it was pretty good, but
only people that have seen Gremlins a minimum of 20 times are even going to remember that quote.
You just think I'm stupid, don't you?
You'll get them next time, I'm sure. Anyway, let's take a look at that statue.
Now, this beautiful striped statue from Craft Label truly exudes Christmas spirit, don't you think? Truly menacing. The sculpt is absolutely beautiful, might I say stunning. All the way from the sculpt of the gremlin himself to the little candies that he holds. He absolutely terrifies my toddler daughter. And that's what Christmas is all about, right? Terrifying kids. Now these guys are pretty pricey if you try to pick one up on eBay, but they're pretty sparse. So I'd say if you can get one at a reasonable price, definitely snag it up, whether you're a Gremlins collector or not. It's an excellent conversation starter.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little review of the striped statue. As for me and Slojo, we're gonna go sip some Capri Suns and watch Gremlins. So I guess I'll cut it on back over to you, Marcus. You mother...
Wow, I've seen that statue. That thing is so cool. I mean, I'm not kidding, man. That thing is beautiful. I love that statue. And yeah, Gremlins is a Christmas movie. I mean, it totally is. It's crazy. I forget about that. I need to go watch Gremlins. That's a great Christmas movie. So thanks for doing that, Joe. Go check out his channel, Retro Cynical. That's definitely cool. Let's go check out some kind of a book, maybe a comic, I don't know, in Reading Retro. Hello! Welcome to the holiday edition of Reading Retro. We're going to be talking about a Christmas comic here. This is Michelangelo, the Christmas edition, Christmas special, I should say, from the Ninja Turtle series by Mirage Studios. It's also known as Volume 1, so there was around 70 or 80 so comics in Volume 1. And this one came out pretty early on. I think it was somewhere in the 8 or 9, 10 area, something like that technically, but they didn't give it a number like the other ones because it was a Christmas special. It's also known as Michelangelo number 1, which is pretty cool. They made a bunch of one-offs for each turtle, so this is the Michelangelo one, which happened around Christmas time. And it's the story of him kind of going to town, checking out sort of, you know, the decorations and the town and all that, and then he comes across a cat, which I believe is Clunk, if I remember correctly, but I can't totally recall. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. I thought we'd look at it together. So here's the cover, which depicts Michelangelo holding his cat Clunk. And there it is, the Christmas special. Right on the inside, you can actually see a pretty cool Christmas poem that is from Kevin, Peter, and everyone at Mirage Studios, so that's really awesome. And again, this is the reprinting from 1990, but it's still pretty cool. And in the back, I think, yeah, Raphael and Christmas Carol, that's actually was not in the original printings. And the original printing had a different short story, so that's at the back. We're just going to talk about the first one. So let's just go ahead and check it out. One thing you'll notice it's awesome about all these old Ninja Turtle comics is just how great they look in black and white. I mean, it's just amazing to me. I love this art style. And so yeah, Michelangelo's kind of checking out the city, going around, exploring, you know, enjoying all the festivities like sledding and stuff. And what happens is he actually finds a cat. Where is it? Right here. Finds a kitty cat. So he picks it up, a little worried about it, takes it along with him, which is kind of funny. This is the first full page that they show, which is just really detailed and pretty awesome. And then what happens is, comes across a toy store. And he's in the toy store. He actually goes through there. So he's kind of in here checking it out, and he's like, whoa, look at all this neat stuff. And then he kind of starts playing with these toys, and he actually says here, it's Captain Demento and his killer robot cat Clunk. So he actually names the cat Clunk. So he's playing with it. And then, you know, basically outside what happens is there's a truck that's delivering these toys. And they're kind of like the orphan aliens is what they're calling. Little orphan aliens. And these thugs are taking over the truck. They knocked out the driver. And, you know, he's saying, well, what kind of Christmas is this? You know, if these kids, you know, they're not going to have the toys. And these guys are like, we're in the money. And, you know, we're going to get rich and all this stuff. Kind of makes me think of like the holiday craze with like the NES Classic Edition, you know, or some of the holiday toys. Another one that comes to mind is Chucky, the Chucky doll in Child's Play. So yeah, basically Michelangelo gets spotted, I think because of the cat actually, and then so they start shooting at him, and there's a big fight, which is really cool. And they take off, but they don't realize that Michelangelo is hanging on, which is really cool. And yeah, he basically pops in there. It says "Bump." That's pretty cool. And he kind of goes in. He's still got the cat Clunk. And there's kind of a long sequence of where he kind of breaks in and tackles him. And he's like going after Clunk there. Clunk's still in the back. You know, he gets thrown off the van. This is pretty cool. He like crushes in through the roof. I love that art. And that guy's freaking out, as I think anybody would be. He's like crushing through the window. So once Michelangelo's taking control, the cops kind of take notice of what's going on. And so he actually ends up running the cops off the road because he can't risk getting caught with a stolen truck. So he runs the cops off the road, which is pretty crazy. And he's starting to panic, so he's like driving this truck. And here they are, they're kind of after him and stuff. And then this is really great. Look at this shot here. This is a full page here. And I just love how that looks. Even how the word smash is just written like that. So the cops actually give up. They say ceasefire. We blew it. He's too far away. So they actually give up on him, which is pretty cool. So, and then Clunk's still in the back. He finds him there. All the toys are still there. And he actually goes back to his pad. You can see he's going back. And then he's like, hey guys, never believe what happened to me. And then all the other turtles. And then there's April. And he shows them Clunk and explains what happens. And basically talks about how the toys, never got to the kids. So they basically say, hey, you guys thinking what I'm thinking? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So they basically go and take the toy truck and they deliver it to the, I think it's the Kids in Need or the orphanage. So there they are, sort of dressed up as Santa. Merry Christmas to all. So pretty cool. Definitely awesome seeing these old comics. And then it's funny too because this page right here is kind of like a special art page. And it's not clipped. Like it's actually not all the way cut at the top. So I'm not going to tear that. But you can see it's just some art. There's like Casey Jones. And then this is the other story, Christmas Carol. And you can see the art's totally different. But yeah, so there you go. That's going to do it for this segment of Reading Retro. Well, all good things must come to an end, and here we are at the final moments of Retro Gaming Sunset 2016, the Holiday Spectacular. So thank you so much to Jutandy and also Joe Grotesque from Retro Cynical. Thank you guys. Please check out their channels below. If you'd like to contribute, let me know. Love to have you on here. I'll be reaching out as well, so pay attention. You never know when you'll get an invite to Retro Gaming Sunset. And this is your chance now to win a free hat. All you have to do is comment with the year of the commercial right down below. That goes for VidMe and YouTube. So please comment and you'll get a free hat. We'll work it out. That's about it, you guys. So thanks for watching. Until next time, you know what to do. You keep that shit retro and happy holidays.